Alright guys, so we are going to dedicate this video to Call of Duty Warzone Modern Warfare 3. The ins and outs, and we're just going to touch bases. We're just going to touch the surface. We're not going to go into detail. We're just going to touch the surface about what Warzone is, what I like and dislike about this mode. So let's get started. Alright guys, so welcome back to my channel. We are going to talk about Call of Duty Warzone, what it is, what I like about it, what I dislike about it, reviews on it, everything like that. I personally am trying to get used to understanding Warzone in itself. I play more of the mosh pit type of games on the side of Call of Duty. I don't really do Warzone itself, but Call of Duty Warzone is a free-to-play battle royale. It was developed by Raven Software, Affinity Wars, and published by Activision, which is pretty awesome. Um, yeah, so with me and Warzone, I'm still trying to get used to the game. I find that it's pretty close to Fortnite. If you've never played Fortnite, it's pretty much close to it, but it's kind of different. I really like that you can jump into the game, find your loadout, get your weapons, upgrade your weapons, all that stuff, trying to understand the game. Um, Definitely listening, a lot of listening to footprints, a lot of knowing your environment, a lot of knowing, working with your team and communicating with your team through the gameplay. Alright, so let's talk about a few modes in Warzone in which I have played and enjoyed. The few modes that I have played is Resurgence and Battle Royale. So let's talk about Battle Royale. Battle Royale is a game mode in which you jump into the map and you gather your weapons, you upgrade your equipment, and it's just the last team standing, pretty much. And you just go until the last team standing. If you've ever played Fortnite or been involved in Fortnite, it's kind of like that. It's just any other battle royale game in which you just until the last team standing, pretty much. So the next mode is Resurgence. Resurgence is like Battle Royale. You start out like Battle Royale until halfway through the game it will say Insurgence mode. So that means and in Resurgence mode, once you die, you do not respawn. So it's a lot of communicating with your teammates in that way to ensure that your squad stays alive. So once your squad goes down and you have one teammate left, well, it's just all about communicating with your team, ensuring that you stay alive as much as possible. There are times when I tell my team, hey, I am down, I'm knocked out. But you can buy your respawns back if your teammate has enough money. They can go to a buy and sell station and you can spawn back in. Again, that is completely up to your squad. So both of these game modes are different ones that I have played and really enjoyed. There are other game modes in Modern Warzone. If you want me to go into details about those, I will. So yeah. So there is another mode that you could play. It's the lockdown mode in which you do spawn with your loadout and there are respawns in this mode. So generally this mode is you spawn in with your squad and you have to battle for multiple zones around the map. I've done this before. I don't like this mode, but it's an okay mode for me. There are 12 teams of 4, 36 players total. So kind of like Hardpoint where you have to fight for each point around the map. This is more fast-paced compared to Battle Royale because in Battle Royale you may not see an enemy in your location, but in this mode you're forced to go to the location and hold it down with your team. I've heard rumors that this may be disabled in Warzone due to XP farming, but again, those are rumors. So that's just things that I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just kind of what I've heard in the background noises of lockdown, kind of like plunder. All right, so let's talk about the resurgence mode. It's content from Black Ops Cold War, pretty much, into Warzone. Similar to Battle Royale, players can respawn into the match as long as at least one player is alive. So if you have 3 players on your team, 2 of you get knocked down, communicate with that player, tell that player to stay alive. If your entire squad is wiped, you are eliminated from the match. In solo modes, each player is given a respawn timer to wait out before they can spawn again. The gulag is not employed in resurgence mode, so that's pretty awesome. I like going through the gulag. If you want me to go more deeper into what the gulag is, I can make another video on that. But personally, between the 3 modes of Battle Royale, Plunder, and Resurgence, I really like the Resurgence mode itself. I find myself playing that. I play Resurgence Ranked, as you can see on the screen. I've been getting into that more. But let's talk about the maps that you play on with Warzone. Alright, so let's talk about one of the maps in Warzone called Fortune's Keep. Fortune's Keep has several places at which you can deploy in. I personally like to deploy near the outsides of the map, but that's just me. I speak from experience from playing Fortnite, but again, this is not like Fortnite. There are teams everywhere on this map, so wherever you spawn, make sure you're ready. Make sure you automatically start picking up weapons because there will be players everywhere. Again, Fortune Keep has several places in which you can parachute down into. If you want me to go into detail of each of these places, I will. I do want to say that by knowing your surroundings, you will play the game a lot better. Understanding where people snipe, understanding where people camp out in these maps, you will play your game better. So if you want me to go into more detail on these maps, I will. But that's what I'm going to say for Fortune's Keep. So next we're going to just touch base on Call of Duty Warzone Ranked Resurgence. Duels, trios, solos. Again, you go in kind of like Battle Royale mode. You gather your weapons. There is a loadout, which you can get your loadout. There's a loadout box, which you can get your loadout that you have, that you set. There are fire sales that you can go and purchase your loadout at buy boxes. I like to call them buy boxes. And so you work as a team during this mode and you try to be the last team standing. So yeah, again, it's a ranked play, so you do get ranked on playing this. Either you win or lose, you get SR on playing this mode, which is great for me, but you don't get much if you do lose. So I'm just going to touch base on the weapons in this game. Again, there are weapons scattered throughout the maps in different boxes in which you can pick up and use based on the color. We have the brown and the blue and the purple and the orange, not in that order, but depending on the color of the weapon, they will be stronger because again, the enemies that you play against, they do have armor on, so you have to knock the armor before you kill the enemy. So it does take a little bit more strength to knock an enemy down. Remember that. It's not just like normal Call of Duty. So it's a lot of trying to figure out what weapons, a lot of trying to figure out how you fit into Warzone, a lot of that type of play, and the more you play the game, the more you will figure it out in how you want to play. Alright, so that leads us into the last portion of this video, and here are some tips to help you play better, maybe just to help you learn Warzone and different things like that. The first one is prioritize your loadout. So when you get your loadout, you drop, you're parachuting it, you drop on the ground. you start to get your loadout. Get your loadout right away. Try to get it as much as you can. Aim for that $10,000 to get your loadout. If you need, that's one of the things you do. You do need money to get your loadout. So just get equipment, pick it up, customize your weapon as much as possible so you can get your loadout really quickly. The next step is don't stop looting after you get your loadout, because honestly, your loadout could be really, something that you don't need in the game. So keep looting, keep opening those boxes, keep finding new things. And a cool thing about this is those boxes do reset after a while, so you can go back and reopen the box again. But make sure that you keep looting even if you've got your loadout, because you could get a self-revive, you can get a gas mask, a kill streak, things that can help your team win the game. Another thing is play to your strengths. I am a sniper. I'm trying to find the best sniper that can work in Warzone, but I am personally working with a submachine gun and an assault rifle, trying to figure out what my strengths are in Warzone, and that is frustrating because sometimes your team goes down right away. So just understanding what your strength is in the game and bring that out. I have friends who like to sit and wait. I have friends who want to go into the action, finding people right away. Understanding your strength and applying it to your team. And some teammates work better with the shotgun, some teammates work better with the sniper. Play to your strengths. The next tip I have for you is don't shoot unless you see the enemy and you're going to eliminate, because you're going to give yourself away. Don't shoot too early and don't shoot too late, because if you shoot too early, the enemy will find you. So time it well. Sometimes, players who have been playing Warzone for a long time do make this mistake. So make sure if you confirm that you can get the enemy down, start shooting. But if you can't, you wait your turn. Don't rush. Just be patient with the game and be patient with yourself. Sometimes landing in the right spot can be hard in Warzone. I personally find it hard because you think that you got a safe area and then all of a sudden everybody's there. So understanding where the safe places are, and it is different per match because it varies person by person. Understanding the right spots to land is important. Use the gas to rotate around rather than heading straight into the center, which is great for me too. When I played Fortnite, I always went for the center, get the high ground. Center, get the high ground. And that was how I play Fortnite. I can't do that in Warzone. So I would play the edges because I knew people were rushing from the storm along the edges. So that's what you got to do, is you got to play the edges and you got to play them hard. By rotating with the gas, you know that you'll see more people there. One of the things that I don't do, which is a good tip that I've learned, is completing the contracts. There are contracts in Warzone in which you can complete if you would like to. These contracts include Bounty, Recon, Scavenger, Most Wanted, and a Supply Run. These will give you more money. They will give you XP and weapon XP for your weapons to help your teammates out. And always plate up. I always tell my friends, don't forget to plate up. Don't forget to plate up. Because those plates are important, especially if you have enemies shooting at you. You want to make sure that you have a chance to recover while your plates are protecting you. And don't revive your teammates until it's safe. So if you see your teammate going down, check your surroundings. Knock down the teammates and then revive your teammate. Knock down your enemies, revive the teammate. Check your surroundings before. Remember, your team can respond if it is battle royale, but in resurgence mode, once resurgence mode starts, your team cannot respond. So in resurgence mode, you will start out as kind of the battle royale mode, and then it'll go into resurgence mode. Once that resurgence mode hits and you go down, you don't respond. So communicating with your team is important. and using the heartbeat and sounds to your advantage, knowing where your enemy is, because there were times when I would stop and listen for footprints, understanding the direction, understanding where the teammates are, having my heartbeat right next to me to know where those footprints are, helps me a lot. So listen to the sounds. Make good call outs to your team. Say, hey, there's an enemy up there in the building, there's an enemy in the water. Make those call outs, because your teammate could have a really good gun in which can get the enemy. So communication is a lot. Um, Stick with your team. Try not to split up. Try not to go your own directions, because if you go down, you ain't got nobody to save you. So stick with your team. Communicate. Play to your strengths. So make sure you know your teammates' strengths when you go into the game and play to them. Again, it is a lot of practice, a lot of communication in this mode. I don't think I covered everything, but this is just the basic and the touch of it. I know there's a lot going into detail with the gulag and the maps and all that stuff, but this is all I got for you because I've been playing Call of Duty Warzone for a little bit, so I'm just trying to get into the game, understanding it, what I can do, what are my strengths, and all that stuff. Communicating with my team. I know that when I played the other modes of Call of Duty, I really didn't have to communicate much, but with Warzone, you do have to communicate with the team that you are with. If you would like me to go into more of the SRs for ranked play, I can. How much you earn for an SR, what titles do you get when you win, what things you get when you lose, when you win, and all that stuff. I can go in more detail about that. But that's all I got for you for this video. I know that I did not cover everything, and that's okay too. I can make another Warzone video once we get into more of this game mode and more of understanding the game. But this is all I got because I'm still trying to understand the game myself. So if you're new to Warzone, just keep playing. You know, figure out your strengths, figure out what you're good at, start looting, communicate with your team. That's all I gotta say is start looting and communicating. Get that loadout, get your money up and played up, and you do good. If you like this video or you find some good information, I'm trying to give you the best information out there on this game mode. But if you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, do something, share this video. Thank you. So yeah, please like, subscribe, follow, whatever you need to do, do that.